William Lloyd Garrison. Garrison was an abolitionist and journalist. He takes abolition on a path from gradual periods of freedom to immediate change for the whole nation. He was born in the early 19th century and published The Liberator in 1831. Garrison operated out of Boston, Massachusetts. He believed that the U.S. government was inherently pro-slavery and could not be redeemed until true abolition took place. The Missouri Compromise. The Compromise was written by Henry Clay. It would allow Missouri to join the Union as a slave state. Clay wrote the doctrine on March 2, 1820. The compromise pertained only to the state of Missouri. This was put forth in an effort to calm feuds between the North and South in regards to how slave states would be determined in the Union. Compromise of 1850. Like the Missouri Compromise, this doctrine was written by Henry Clay. It made California a free state, abolished the slave trade while maintaining slave ownership, and made Utah and Mexico into territories. The official date of its inception is January 29, 1850. Henry Clay was in Kentucky when he devised the compromise. This was another attempt to avoid a crisis between northern and southern states and preserve the Missouri Compromise for all new states. The Market Revolution was a period of westward expansion and development of commercial farming and production. The most significant technological development was surely the cotton gin, which allowed for seeds to be more easily pulled from the plant fibers. The cotton gin caused the production and export of cotton in America to skyrocket. This made slave owners and plantation operators more wealthy than they ever had been in history. These southern capitalists saw the value in such a large export and needed more land to work and more slaves to work it. Northern industrial laborers would need to fit within similar profit margins, though maintained a need for jobs. This caused many workers to engage in hard labor for little pay, generating a new form of wage slavery. The low wages and need for both labor and money at home drove women and children to the labor force in numbers previously unseen. Only families of immense wealth could afford to allow women and children to remain at home. Handcrafted goods were replaced by factory production, rising the demand yet again for laborers. Westward expansion provided more land for capitalist dominion. As settlers claimed territory and cotton production rose to new heights, the growing of capital for a select few could proceed unrestricted. A major religious movement that appeared during the Second Great Awakening was the Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints, otherwise known as Mormonism. Joseph Smith announced his first vision in 1820, which led him to view God and Jesus as two separate individuals, rather than two parts of a trinity, as was previously accepted. The church was organized and formed in 1830, where the official Book of Mormon was published. At the time of formation, there were only 6 members in the church. Mormon worship relied on itinerant preachers, much in the same way as Methodist worship. Members of the church first moved to Ohio before later traveling to Missouri. American settlers in Missouri viewed Mormons as distinctly collective. They always voted as a unit and held universal views such as abolition and polygamy. The settlers were disturbed by the size of the church at this point and had them expelled from Jackson County. While being given sanction in Caldwell County, Governor Lilburn Boggs issues Missouri Executive Order 44 in 1838. This was an encompassing order to exterminate all Mormons and treat them as the enemy. 3 days after this order was issued, a mob murdered 18 Mormon men, women, and children. The Mormons then flee from Missouri to Illinois.